This part work has been supplied to me free of charge from DeAgostini. If you'd like to build along, pop along to DeAgostini.com where you can order one for your very own. They also have several other part work build-up models that you can build for everything from cars to boats and everything in between. So I'd like to thank them very much for giving me the opportunity to build this so you can all watch and see exactly how it all goes together. Hello, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models. Welcome to issue 30 of building your own Ford GT. It feels like we're getting a lot done. 30 issues in and we're getting a long way through. So yeah, let's get a bit more through and indeed get some more bits put together, which is my favourite bit, is getting the separate parts, making them one glorious whole. Jackie Oliver from Driver to Manager. I don't know who he is, as you know, most of these things are, but feel free to pause and read all the words if you so desire. It doesn't look really nice weather out there, but it was all fine. There we go. Yeah, these are proper Formula One cars. That's how I remember Formula One cars being. That's just, you know, yeah, proper looking cars. But that's, yeah, it's still a nice looking car. It's got a nice shape to it. It feels like these are sort of unfinished in that bare bones everything, whereas they just flesh out this, put more bodywork on it. So there we go. What we are doing today is the part that I thought was going to be a long way away, but isn't. We're doing it now. The steering rack. We've got the steering column. We're going to be fitting the steering rack to the floor pan, the basic interior. And then we are going to fit the dashboard to that as well. Make sure that all connects up and goes through. So, yeah, shouldn't be a long build, but we'll see if things go smoothly or not. So, today's parts, we've got a steering rack, a couple of bits to mount it on, and a bag full of 01 screws, FP01 screws, which are the same as these ones that we've got here. So I shall use those two first and get rid of the plastic, and then use the rest of those in a moment. Before, from last time, we've got the steering wheel, and from the time before, we've got this bit. So we are first of all fitting this bracket into that side, which is where the steering rack is going to fit, and that fits in place with these two screws from underneath. Let's get those done. I don't like all these seat belts flapping around, because there's obviously going to be lots of turning this over and putting things in different places. So no, there's no other way of doing it really, but just, you know, something's going to happen. They're going to get caught on something, or pulled out, or twisted, or broken. I can't think of any easy way of doing anything to protect them, but I don't know. I shall continue to think and ponder. Let's just get these two screws tightened up in there. There we are. That's that. No, that's not that, because that's not very tight. I shall tighten them up even. You know what? I think these screws go in from the top. I should read the instructions more carefully. Take these screws back out. You know that whole rant I just did about, you know, having to turn it upside down to do things from underneath? Ignore that, because this is fitting from the top. So that goes in there like that. And then these two screws hold it in place from the top side. They don't actually tighten into this piece. They tighten into the main body piece. So let's try that again. Now, as ever, you know me. I won't bother cutting this bit out and doing it all right first time and making out like I'm amazing, because you'd never believe it. I am what I am. There we go. Now that's nice and tight in there. Look, there you go. Then we have the steering rack, which just sort of rests across there. I think these wires a bit further out the way, because they're, you know, need to be out the way a bit. I think I need to get them even further out the way, but we'll worry about that in a minute. This piece then holds onto the top there, and that holds the rack in place. Now that does need two screws from the bottom, so I can just replay that bit where I was ranting about having to do it in the seat belts and stuff, because you know it's valid now, although it wasn't valid then. So yeah, don't worry about me. 2 screws for that. Holding all of that together. I will turn this over. Get some screws through here. One there. And the other one next to it, obviously. Only other screw hole in that general area. There we have that. There we have that. Interestingly, we've got another screw hole there that's not being used as yet. But there we have that. Steering rack now being held in place. And then we need to bring in the rest of it. This is where we see if this is all going to work or not. So the end of this is going to go into the hole in there. A bit like that. Put those wires through just a touch more. Although that one now not going around the back there like what it said it should. It did say it should go around the back there, didn't it? Can't quite make out in the pictures. You can probably see the pictures more clearly than I can on there. Not actually showing those wires at all as far as I can see. I'm a little bit unsure about that bit. I shall just leave them sort of there. That bit, let's just have a closer look. When that's going through there, it's obviously going through there as well. Is that anything to do with that? I don't think that's going to be catching. Post might actually be actually not that tight on there either. I think that post might be to do with this rather than to do with those. So I'm going to have those wires coming on the inside of that rather than going around the back. Might be wrong, but it's the best way I can see of it working. But let's try that again. Let's try getting that in there. There we go, that's in there. Across there. That bit, I'm going to have to get closer again to see. Yeah, that's all working in the right place there as far as I can tell. And that dash is located in place, and we can turn the wheel and it moves the thing. So I'm happy with how all that's, it can't escape anywhere, even if it's not terribly tight on there. That's okay. So this is held in place with 4 more of these 01 screws. 2 on this side and 2 on that side. Figure out exactly where they're going to go without everything escaping and coming apart. There we go. Yeah, one there. That in just a touch. And one over there as well. Not going to be so easy to do from here. Let me get one in over this side. So then it can't escape, and then I can get the other 2 fitted. Once I've got them all in, down there. Let me turn it over, make sure it all lines up where it should. That's in, that's in. Yep, I shall go back and tighten those up in a moment. I don't need to show you that. I'll do that on my own. Now, where should this be? It might be interesting. Is that going to go? Sort of only turns. Yeah, does it say? Does it say where it should be? It's got that sort of in the middle. So I'm actually going to play around with this a little bit and shift it over to one side. So when the steering wheel is in the middle, it's in the middle of the rack. That seems how it should be. So I shall do a little bit of manipulation with that, sort that out, and then tighten everything up. And then that will be another episode done. So thank you very much for watching. Stick around for the next one in a few days, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.